Hello, hello. It is Thursday, everyone. Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. And we get thirsty on Thursdays, don't we? How is everyone today? Come on in. It's time to get busy. Got some stuff to talk about. How you doing today? I am hanging in there. Got lots on my plate. Hello, hello. Bring it on in. There's my girl, Melanie. Hi, Melanie. And look, there's Denise. Denise is one of my Nutra coaches. So exciting to see her. There's Letha. Letha, we're looking for your book right now. So just know that that's all in process. Hi, Catherine. And cheers. Here's hot milk mix. Hot milk mix is amazing. Try some hot milk mix. Hi, Vanessa. Come on in. I love seeing everybody here. There's Cynthia and Lucy. All my girls. All coming in. There's Cassie and Jean. Hi, guys. Are you sharing this? Sharing is caring. This is how we get things done. This is how we bring people along and get them on our side. Hi, Emily and Patricia. Patricia, I am going to talk about something today that I think you're going to be interested in. There's Jenny and Deborah and Robin. Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today is Thirsty Thursday. I don't even know what that is, but I know that it's something that the bars use to get people in so they can start drinking cocktails. Well, I don't want to drink cocktails right now. Sorry, that's not my thing. What I do want to do is just talk about some things that we as women, wise women, if you watched yesterday's show about being wise women, that's a big thing, right? As wise women, we're always looking up for what's going to happen next. And next is tonight. Tonight is our webinar. It's a great big webinar we have, and as a matter of fact, we can get the link here. If you are a part of our sprint, then you should be coming to the webinar tonight. The webinar tonight is going to give you the down low on exactly why it is that what we do with the sprint and how we take it to the next level. So if you're not signed up for that, certainly just tell me in the sprint group on Facebook, and I'll make sure that you get a link. But you should be signed up for that because tonight is the night. We're going to get down into the weeds and separate fact from fiction and really get down on it. I've got some good information for you. If you've already been to this webinar, it's the same one. I don't deviate from it because this is good information. There you go. And so let today be the day. Oh my goodness, I didn't change it around. Sorry. Let today be the day you give up who you've been for who you can become. That is our quote of the week. This is what Hal Elrod said. And I have a lot of admiration for Hal. Hal has gone through 2 bouts of cancer himself. He's a young man. He's probably not even 40 yet. And he has figured out some stuff for himself that has completely shifted things and made him go down a completely different path. You know, when you are confronted with stuff, when you're confronted with your own mortality and health crises and whatever else you have going on, you can change your life. You can just say enough is enough. Stop and let's reevaluate everything. And this is why we use the sprint. Letha says it has all changed my life. And she's not saying, that's not hyperbole on her part. I have been privileged to watch Letha go through this, and I've watched her shed, over 30 pounds. I've watched her grow and become more and be what I see, and having only met her once via a conference call, what I see with her and with so many other people is people stepping up to who they are. It's people stepping into the place of understanding that they're a whole lot more than they thought they were, that their limitations are only put on, if you will, that their limitations are things that can be taken off as well as they've been put on. We need to all understand this for ourselves because we are not the sum total of what somebody else has assigned us to be. No, we're not. We are who we think we are. And this is why our mindset is so amazingly important. And if you're a part of the Hot Milk Club, well, you know that. And this is one of the biggest topics really that you've asked for me to speak on. And today in our Hot Melt Club at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be going through that in class and talking about mindset. I've got 10 pieces of this mindset puzzle that are absolutely critical to have in place so that you will no longer be left in the dark, so that you will no longer be left in the lurch, and you'll know what to do when the sabotage comes, when all the other things come, because it's not a simple, easy task. It is simple, really, I should say. It's not easy, but it's simple to understand that things always come our way. Something is always going to be thrown down into our path that makes us stop and say, okay, so what do I do with that? Do I stop and pick it up and possess it? Do I walk around it? Do I kick it to the side? What do I need to do with this? There is always something that is going to come into your life. But, it's like our old Henry Ford quote that we had weeks and weeks ago. We always have a choice on what comes our way. And we can either possess it and have it be that, or we can choose not to. Because what Henry Ford says, and I don't remember the exact quote, was, if you think you can, then you can. If you think you can't, then you can't. Because whatever it is that we think about, yes, we bring about, but it's also is the thing that is going to define our destiny every single time. And we all have, it's like, if you guys have watched all these, awful sitcoms where they've got the laugh track going, and you're thinking, that isn't even funny. Why are they laughing? Well, it's they're pressing a button and making the laugh track go, aren't they? Because there's no way you should be laughing about that. But this is exactly what it is for us. Sometimes we are just so conditioned that we press the laugh button and we make it go. And it's crazy because it hasn't done a thing for us, right? We're not laughing, but that's the conditioning that we have. We press that button. And I'm saying stop laughing and stop pressing the button. There it is, Jenny put it out. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. That's our Henry Ford quote. And that's it in a nutshell. That is exactly it. And that will absolutely override anything that you're thinking about. It will override anything. That's what we're going to talk about. So while you are all getting signed up for the webinar, y'all, please get signed up for the webinar. A couple of things I want to talk to you about. First of all, your Q&A. I have like 2 questions for tomorrow. 2. How come? Bring it. Send in your questions. Send them to support@savingdinner.com. In the subject line, put question for Leanne on Friday. I will answer it live in tomorrow's show. We usually have a very lively Q&A on Friday, so I'm inviting you in. Let's do it. Let's do it. And don't forget, you can also get your Take Back Your Life journal. You go to savingdinner.com/journal. Start practicing on that PDF. I don't know if we have any hard copies left. I'm thinking we don't. We may have 1 or 2. But the point is for $15, you get the PDF for the rest of your life if you want. You can copy it off as many times as you want. Use a pencil and start practicing all of this goal stuff to put it out, to create the bookends of your life, your rituals, your morning ritual, your evening ritual, and start creating the life that you want. Because you know what? 2020 is around the corner. We have less than 3 weeks, guys. Less than 3 weeks. So if you want to have 2020 look different than 2019, you got to set it up. It's not just going to automatically come to you. It's not going to be like you're laying in bed and suddenly, boom, 2020 lands on your head and says, hey, here are all the secrets to making it work so you don't have to repeat history again. It doesn't work that way. We got to work our way out of what it is that we don't want anymore and replace it with what it is that we want in. It's how it works. So let's not forget about tomorrow and get your questions in. Also, let's see, what else do we have? We have NutriCoach appointments. Look, if you want a new, life, a new career for next year, go to NutriCoachSchool.com and check it out. I help women, all kinds of them, have new careers. And I'm telling you, it's one of the most fulfilling, wonderful thing that I've ever done. And I can see things that you can't. I can see things about you that you can't. And that's I think that's one of the gifts that I have. And that's one of the things that I love doing. So in person, if I can coach you one-on-one, man, how exciting is that? And see you create a business. I love it. So, all right, let's just talk some supplements here. Are you taking your supplements? Do you know this is the time of year when people get sick? This is the time of year when people are out of routine. They're eating stuff that they shouldn't, and not you guys, of course. But you know, your health can be in jeopardy this time of year. And because of all the stuff that's coming in, it can be a real problem. So take your supplements. That should be something that goes into an automatic system. You know, we can automate things, guys. This is why we create morning and evening routines. And if you don't know what those are, go to flylady.net and just take a look at what she has to offer. She helps you to set your life up for success. Because if you stop thinking about all the things that you have to do and get your house on automatic pilot, I can help you do that with your body and get your body on automatic pilot. And when you've got the vehicle of your life here, it's the only body you have, by the way, you can't go trade it in. You can't go down to the body dealership and say, you know, instead of that old Subaru over there, I want to have this Mercedes. It doesn't work that way. You're given a body. And that body doesn't come with extra spare parts, does it? But we can do an upgrade at any time. And that is exactly what I want to talk to you about today, is upgrading yourself without getting caught up in what other people say. Okay? Don't get caught up with what other people say and getting caught up in everything. I've said this to you before. I am going to say it to you again. This is crucial. Now, I have been getting, and thank you, lots of emails lately of people saying how lovely my skin is. Well, thank you. And I'm going to just tell you, since August, I have been using Beauty Support, which is backwards, I realize, on your screen. And you can find it. We've got a link right here. Beauty Support basically is biotin and collagen, and together, and in the way that they're done, it helps support the work of collagen loading, which I do every day as well with our Perfect Paleo Protein and bone broth. And this helps us, and understand 97% of us are deficient in collagen. It helps us to build all the good tissues that we need to in our bodies, right? Including our skin, including our hair, including our nails. And guess what else happens? When we do this, our skin turns over every 27 days. We get brand new skin every 27 days. So can you imagine what happens when you build it with the good building materials? Check it out. Free shipping right now. Okay, so I had a little question, and I'm not going to save this for Q&A. I'm going to talk to you right now about something that I really believe is one of the things that holds so many of us back. Whether we think it doesn't or we know it doesn't or does, it doesn't even matter, because I'm going to bring this to the forefront of your mind because it's important, it's critical, and we've all struggled with this at some point, guaranteed. And that is, if somebody in your life says, oh, I just don't care about this, or you can eat this bone broth or do your collagen loading or whatever, I don't care. I'm going to eat all of this crap anyway. Now, there is an incongruency sometimes in a partnership or in a relationship, in a marriage, where one partner has decided that, you know what, I am not going to, I'm not going to do all of this. I'm not going to get onto another health bandwagon. I'm not going to eat all of that stuff. I don't like that. I would rather have this, and there's a big list of stuff that we no longer, eat or support. And when we're trying to sprint and when we're trying to get a hold of our lives, a hold of our health, we have to understand we cannot keep doing the same things. We have to change things up. Your food is your fuel, and it's going to fuel the kind of life and the level of life that you want. So if you're eating a bunch of crap, you're not going to get a whole lot of good stuff in return. Garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, fat out. chronic disease out, continual health issues out. You cannot feed yourself garbage, and you cannot feed yourself just thinking that it's just calories and then just eat jelly beans. If you ate the exact amount of calories that you needed, if you just did that, if that was the only thing that you thought about and you did it all with jelly beans, are you going to get a good result coming out? How are those nutrients in the jelly beans going to support your life? That is only a one measurement. Calories are only one measurement. It's like, how much gas can your car hold? Your car and my car probably hold different amounts of gas. But I have a diesel, right? My car requires diesel, and I am going to search out and find gas stations that have diesels. I'm not just going to go to any gas station, put any old gas in there. I got to be particular about it. So do you. You have to be particular about what it is that you do, what it is that you put into your body, and understand that there are things in that food that have nutrient values that are going to fuel different parts of your body. Your body is amazing. Every single cell has a mitochondria in it. The mitochondria is the energy factor, essentially. And it works off of nutrients. And without those nutrients, it cannot do its job. It gets sluggish and sad. And within each cell there is a cell membrane. And the integrity of the cell membrane is dependent on the nutrients that it's given, the body is given, so that it can build the cell membranes. And I'm telling you this, and you guys know this without a shadow of a doubt. For your children, there is no way that or for your home or for there's no way you're going to be handing inferior building materials to your contractor and asking him to make your house out of glue and popsicle sticks. It is not going to stand the test of time. It might be up for a week if you've got good weather, but it is not going to stand the test of time, nor is it going to be able to weather any storms. That is not what we build houses with. We build houses with things that stand the test of time, that have integrity, that show the strength that it has. Bricks, cement, foundations, walls made out of certain sizes of 2x4s or wood. I don't even know what size they use. But everything is done to code, right? Everything is done to code. Your body has a code. And the code for your body isn't garbage. It can't operate off that. We haven't evolved to that point, and nor will we ever. We have an obesity problem in the world right now, especially in the United States. And our biggest demographic right now of type 2 diabetes is teens. Why is that? Let's start connecting all those dots. Let's look at all of that. And this is the obligation that we have toward our own bodies, because you will not be given another one. You've got one. This is a car that can't be traded in. This is the vehicle of your life. Everything is dependent on what it is that you give it. So if you have somebody who says in their life, I don't care, that it doesn't, this is something I don't want to do, your obligation doesn't shift toward yourself. The obligation that you have toward yourself is that you need to feed it right. So whether or not your spouse wants to go with you or whatever, it doesn't take the sting out of the, I don't want to do it. It doesn't take the sting out of it. But you know what? Here's the thing that you have to look at. And this is the biggest thing ever. How many times have you done this? Is this another ride on the carousel of crazy? Where you've said, hey, we're going to go do this. Come on, everybody, let's get on this carousel. And for a week, you go strong, maybe, or 5 days, you go strong. And then all of a sudden you start dropping off. And then all of a sudden, it's a distant memory. The supplements are sitting in your pantry rotting. You're not using them anymore. The lettuce that you bought for this is just sitting there rotting in your fridge. And what your spouse maybe has seen has been this inconsistent thing. It's the consistency has been the carousel of crazy, going around and around and up and down and up and down. And you have this gung-ho, let's do this, come on everybody, let's do this. And you need to be into it, and you need to be into it, and you need to be into it, and everybody needs to come on board. And you need to not question what I'm doing, you just need to do it. I'm saying this because that oftentimes is the way that we do things. We do things in the way that it's like, come on, one and all, let's do this, without ever taking into consideration that the biggest, most attractive feature to what it is that we do is doing it ourselves and being an example all the way through. Not only are we losing the weight, but we're changing and shifting our behavior. We're changing and shifting our habits, and we are becoming the very thing that we want to talk about, that we want to preach about, that we want to bring people aboard. And I belong to, I not only do I have several groups on Facebook, but I also belong to several groups. And, one of them is a fasting group. And it's, to me, it's endlessly entertaining. And I say this tongue in cheek, watching people say, well, I told the ladies at work that I'm intermittently fasting and they're all worried about me starving myself to death. And my question is, why are you telling them? Why instead can you not just be the example and just do this for yourself? Put your creative energy on yourself and on your change and making this real, not just a little flash in the pan, but making it real for yourself. When you make it real for yourself, and you know this, if you've done this with your house, I have, I went from complete chaos to now everything just flows. And even so to the degree where somebody was asking a question about, well, what about being neat and tidy? And I think it was in a webinar or something. And I was like, well, clean it up the night before. Not realizing, because I've been so out of that for so long, not realizing that not everybody's done this. Not everybody's done this to the place of automation, right? But you can, and I'm living proof. I have automated so many of the things. Perfect? No. A work in progress? Always. Up-leveling and creating excellent daily. And you know why? Every single day I wake up and I'm excited about the day. I'm excited to make my coffee and have my little morning ritual. I'm excited about it. And I know that today is not going to be perfect, but it is going to be excellent. And when you can see that, and when you can see excellence in your day, and you can see it with even in it, all its imperfection, that's encouraging. And that is where your energy needs to go, is to yourself. And it's hard if you don't have a partner who's 100% on board. And let me just say, Mark keeps chocolate in the coffee table underneath on the second shelf. There's chocolate there. Mark keeps ice cream in the freezer. And I can look at it like, oh my gosh, he's throwing down all these obstacles for me or whatever. Or I can say, this is another opportunity for me to flex my decision muscle against that stuff. As I do it, it's funny how I get stronger and stronger. Funny how it's just like, I don't even see it anymore. But in the in-between times, while you're changing, while you're shifting these things, and while you're creating success for yourself, you need to do whatever it is that you need to do in order to make it work. So we've seen this, and that is not to say you can't have this, or I don't want you to have that. You need to just look at, how am I going to make this work for myself? If ice cream is your biggest falling down place and there's still ice cream in the freezer because this is what your spouse wants to have in there, then you've got to create for yourself a mindset that says the ice cream is off the table. The ice cream might be in the freezer, but it's not in my bowl. The ice cream might be for my spouse who's not interested, who doesn't care, and has told you repeatedly he doesn't, but it's not for you. Because you've seen your blood tests, you know what's going on with those genes, and you know about the muffin top that you've been carrying around. You know how bad you feel. You know what the pain is about. You know how it's put you on the sidelines instead of into the game. So that needs to be enough for you. I don't care doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It's they don't care about your program. You know, are you going to take it personally, or are you going to take it personally and say, you know what? That's cool. I care about me, and I'm going to do what I need to do. And right now, I don't see that ice cream. I'm going to put a bag of green beans over the top of that ice cream. Or every time I see that ice cream, I am going to go call my body clutter buddy, and I'm going to say, you know what? This is a problem for me. Help me out on this. Or I'm going to go open my journal, and I'm going to crank out the I ams. I am stronger than and more powerful than a carton of ice cream. I am no longer giving away my power to a carton of ice cream. I am bigger and better, and I am human. I have all the emotions inside of me, and that carton of ice cream has none of it. That carton of ice cream is never going to love me back. And on you go. You build and flex the muscles that you have. You create the community that you need. And you no longer allow, I don't care, to bother you. Okay, you don't care. It's okay. You know, I understand. You've been on my health wagon, bandwagon, how many times? I'm doing this for myself. And I love you. And I'm here, and I'm going to support you as best I can. And even if that means that you've got to make 2 meals a day, you do it. Because you have the time to take care of yourself. And if you have a spouse who is just 100% not interested at all, and as a matter of fact wants to go down this pathway, and even if they want to bring you and say, well, let's go to McDonald's because that's all we do. Now you go to McDonald's and you order a coffee, black. You do the thing that you need to do for yourself because you are so worth it. You're never not going to be worth it. But you don't allow these obstacles, big or small, to get in the way. You know? And you know what? You can even say to your spouse, you know what? I get it. How many times have we been down this road? Isn't it funny? But you know what, honey? This is what I'm going to say to you. You need, I understand, and you don't need to care about this, but I care about this for me, and I'm doing this for me. So this is what I'm doing over here, and over here, where you're doing your thing or whatever, cool. And I'm not going to ask you again. I'm going to support and allow whatever it is that you feel like you need to do. And if the doctor says something, or you get tired of not being in the game with me when I go out in there, that's cool too. But I can't do this for you. I am doing this for me. And my results are going to be enough. And who I am is enough. And I know what to do. I will do that. It's always fantastic to have somebody on your team. It's always fantastic to have no obstacles in sight, isn't it? And all you see is clear road ahead, and it's just, okay, here we go. And there's no problems. There's no cravings or obstacles or people in the way or events you need to go to or whatever. And let me know when you come across this nirvana, because I'd sure like to see it. It doesn't exist, guys. Lucy says, I think right now I'm glad I live alone. Okay, but even alone, there's always going to be something, right? There's always something, because your mind is always going to want to bring you back to what you know. And what is that Oregon Trail in your head, right? We've talked about the Oregon Trail. The Oregon Trail, you can still see the ruts, guys. You can still see it 100 and something years ago. You can still see the ruts where the Oregon Trail was, because those wagon wheels constantly left ruts in the road. That's our brains. Our brains are the Oregon Trail. We want to go to the thing we know. There's the comfort zone right over here. Oh, what was it that we like to eat? What was it that made us feel better for 2 minutes until it made us feel horrible for a week? You know, the Oregon Trail, that we know how to get our tires in that rut and just keep going down there, even though that's not where we want to go. So where we are is the place that we need to go. I know that sounds weird, right? This is the place that we need to be, though, right now where we are. Because if we can just scope out where we're standing right now, and we can look left, look right, look in front of us, not look back, by the way, but look in front of us and figure out a path to that goal, that's how it all works. And the sprint, of course, that helps you, right? That kind of clears the decks, gets rid of the inflammation, gives you an opportunity to see what's ahead. Gives you an opportunity to take away the things and the obstacles that have held you back for so long. You know, we get used to things, don't we? We get used to the pain and the inflammation. We get used to feeling like crap. We get used to, that's our new normal. But what if it doesn't have to be like that? One of my most favorite things to do is think to myself, what if, can you imagine what it would be like if this happened? And I will guarantee you right now that living in the place of what if and can you imagine will open up your mind to opportunities, to things to see, to different ways of doing things. If you could just open up your mind from that and stay away from, I don't care. Stay away from all the people who want to come in and rain on your parade, and keep it to yourself, for heaven's sakes. Right now, keep it to yourself. Just do your thing. Be the sprinter. Be the sprinter that's on your game and doing it excellently. Be the person who says, today is the day that I give up my old garbage. Today is the day I give it up. Today is the day that I focus on the future. I don't look back. And I don't look at all the people who want to hold me back either. And I just say, enough of that. I take the emotion out of it. And you know what I do instead? Instead, I say, I'm on this. Now, get out of my way. I know what to do. You know what to do. You know what to do. It's inside of you. That's the power within. And we all have it. And the sooner you start tapping into it, the sooner your life is going to change, like radically. Like you won't even recognize it. This time next year, we will be sitting here having this conversation and you'll be seeing 2019. Who was that woman? This is who I am today. And you have that power. You just have to harness it. That's it. Just do that. Just do that. Start with those morning and evening routines. Just do them. Do them. Start assessing and making things happen for yourself. Make things happen for yourself. And do not worry about them. All them out there who don't care, who don't want to get on your health bandwagon. This is for you. Embrace it. Plan it out. One of the first things I said back in September when we very, very first did the sprint, I was saying, plan this out like it's your wedding. You know, have everything in place. Make it the most memorable thing that you've ever done and be all in. Have you ever noticed that when you're all in, when you are so excited and you just can't wait about something, have you ever noticed how you perform in those kind of things? You're like stunningly, amazingly great. You know, you're on it. You get it. You own it. You know it. And that's the opportunity for you there. And when you take all of that and harness that energy into yourself, instead of what everybody else is saying about it or not caring about it or, you know, what their opinion of it is in the workroom or whatever. Wow. Just drop all of that business and go into yourself and into your goals and into creating the life you've always wanted. And that can be you for 2020. Just that simple. So this is what I want you to do. If you are not signed up for the webinar tonight, get yourself signed up. And if you don't know where the link is or you haven't seen it in your email, go to support@savingdinner.com and Jenny or Danny or somebody in support is going to say, here it is, sign it up, and let's do this. Because it is an exciting thing to be able to talk to you about all these things. There's so much, I am telling you, there's so much there for you. And even if you've seen it before and you haven't done it or have been a part of the Hot Milk Club, do it again. Go listen to it. Because I promise you there's something for you to take away from there. And I'm going to promise you something else, that the more you educate yourself and the more that you decide that today is your day to create a new life for yourself, every single day that you get up with your coffee, with your planner, and then at night again thinking that it's planting that seed and deciding that tomorrow's going to be your days will change. 100% change. I know that without a shadow of a doubt because I do it myself. And I'm telling you, at this old age, at 61 years old, every single day I wake up and I am so excited for it. Every single day. Even if there's tasks on there that I'm not so excited about, my days are exciting and exhilarating. And I know that things are working out for me. That's what David Barrer says. I know that life is working out for me. And it's working out for you too. Okay? So Thirsty Thursday, you guys. This is what we do. We get down on it and we create our lives. Every single day, we are creating our lives the way we want them to be. Yay. I love that. So, go get your supplements, guys. Beauty support. That stuff is the bomb. And you're telling me how pretty my skin is? I'll take it. Thank you. This is my secret weapon. That and the collagen loading. And I tell you exactly how to do it. There's a video, everything in there. And I'm telling you, this is the way we do things. We build everything. Every aspect of our lives. No stone goes unturned. And it's fantastic, isn't it? Isn't it fun to live like that? I think it is. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Peace out. And thanks for sharing this, by the way, and even having watch parties or whatever it is that you do. Emily says she's thirsty for life. Amen. So am I. Peace out, chicks.